Most guys don't miss attraction because women hide it well. They miss it because they keep looking for the loud signs, the obvious flirting, the perfect eye contact, the movie scene moment. But real attraction usually looks way smaller than that, quieter, weirder, sometimes even confusing. Because when she is secretly attracted to you, she's not always trying to make it obvious. She's trying not to make it obvious. And that is exactly why these signs matter. If she does even a few of these consistently, there is a very good chance she feels more than she is saying. Not interest in general, not politeness, not just being nice, actual attraction. So pay attention, because the signs are not in what she says out loud. They are in what slips out when she is trying to play it cool. The first sign is this: she remembers tiny details you forgot you even said. Not the big stuff, not your job title, not where you live, the tiny random details, your weird coffee order, that artist you mentioned once, the fact that you hate calling people first, the name of your dog from 3 months ago. Most guys think that means she just has a good memory. No, people remember what they emotionally mark. And when a woman is attracted to you, your details stop being background noise. They stick. Because her brain is giving your words more weight than everyone else's. That matters, because attention is expensive. And attraction makes people spend it without realizing. So if she keeps bringing up little things you barely remember telling her, do not brush that off. That is not casual, that is personal focus. The second sign is even stronger. She acts slightly different around you than she does around other people. Not fake, not dramatic, just different. Maybe she gets a little softer. Maybe she gets more playful. Maybe she suddenly talks more, or weirdly talks less. Maybe she teases everybody. But with you, it feels more charged, more precise, more aware. This is where a lot of guys get confused. They assume attraction always makes a woman smoother. Sometimes it does the opposite. Sometimes attraction makes her more self-conscious, more alert, more careful. Because now your opinion matters. And once your opinion matters, her behavior changes. That is the real sign. Not perfection, change. So watch the contrast. How is she with other people, and how is she with you? If there is a noticeable shift, especially one that feels warmer, nervous, or more energized, that shift is telling you something. The third sign is when she keeps the interaction alive for no real reason. This one is huge. She asks something. You answer. The conversation could end, but she finds one more reason to continue it. One more question, one more joke, one more reaction, one more message later that night. It is never a massive move. It is just enough to keep the door open. Most people misunderstand this because they only look for direct pursuit. But attraction often shows up as continuation. She does not want the moment to die, so she keeps feeding it. Maybe she sends you a post that reminded her of you. Maybe she walks a little slower when you are leaving together. Maybe she circles back after saying bye. Maybe her texts have no real purpose except reconnecting. That matters because attraction creates a desire for access, not just attention. Access, more time, more openings, more chances. So if she keeps creating tiny bridges back to you, she is probably not doing that by accident. The fourth sign is subtle, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. She notices your reactions. A woman who is secretly attracted to you is not just trying to be seen by you. She is studying how you respond to her. She watches what makes you laugh. She notices when your energy changes. She pays attention to whether you looked at her when she walked in, whether you noticed her hair, whether your tone got warmer. Sometimes she will even throw out a tiny test. Nothing toxic, nothing extreme. Just a small move to see if you care. She might mention another guy. She might joke that you forgot about her. She might pretend not to care just to see if you pull back. Most guys think this is random behavior. It usually is not. When someone likes you, your reaction becomes emotionally valuable. They want evidence, not words, evidence. So if she seems unusually tuned in to your responses, or lightly tests where she stands with you, that is often attraction looking for confirmation. The fifth sign is physical, but not in the obvious way most guys expect. It is not always touching. It is not always intense eye contact. Sometimes it is proximity. She finds ways to be near you. She sits closer than necessary. She leans in when you speak. She angles her body toward you even in a group. She turns her feet toward you. She stays in your space a little longer than normal, and sometimes she mirrors you without realizing it. You cross your arms. A minute later she does too. You lower your voice. She lowers hers. You lean back. She follows. This is important because the body leaks what the mouth tries to control. Attraction pulls people closer. Literally. And comfort makes them synchronize, so if her body keeps choosing you, even when her words are neutral, believe the body. People can manage sentences. They are much worse at managing energy. The sixth sign is the one that confuses almost every guy. She gets close, then suddenly pulls back. You have a great conversation. You feel the tension, you feel the vibe. Then the next day she's a little colder, less available, slightly distant. Most guys instantly assume they imagined the whole thing. Sometimes that is true, but very often, it is not disinterest, it is exposure. She felt the moment get too real. She realized you might be noticing, and now she is trying to regain control. Because secret attraction is exciting, but it is also risky. Now, this does not mean every mixed signal equals attraction. No. If she is always cold, always unavailable, always vague, move on. But if there is a clear pattern of warmth, chemistry, and then a small retreat right after, that can mean she likes you enough to get nervous. That matters psychologically because attraction raises the stakes. And when the stakes rise, people protect themselves. So do not only notice when she moves closer, notice when the timing of her distance follows a moment that felt a little too real. That pattern speaks loudly. And here is the seventh sign. She reacts differently when you give attention to other women. Not necessarily jealous in some dramatic way, not possessive, just different. Her energy shifts. She gets quieter, she gets more teasing. She suddenly inserts herself into the conversation. Or she becomes a little too casual, like she wants to prove she does not care. This gets misunderstood all the time, because people think jealousy has to be obvious. It usually is not, especially when the attraction is still secret. What you are more likely to see is disruption, a small emotional glitch, because now she is being reminded that your attention is not guaranteed, and if she wants it, that hits. So if her mood changes when another woman enters the picture, or she subtly competes for your focus, pay attention. That is often not ego, it is interest under pressure. Now here is the truth that ties all of this together. Any one sign by itself can mean nothing. Anybody can remember one detail. Anybody can lean in once. Anybody can send one random text. But when several of these signs show up together, and they keep happening, that is when the pattern becomes real. She remembers you, she changes around you, she keeps the interaction going, she watches your reactions, she moves closer, she gets weird after a strong moment, she notices where your attention goes. That is not random anymore, that is attraction trying to stay hidden. And this is where most guys mess it up. They either ignore it completely, or they force certainty too fast. Do neither, just notice, stay calm, match the energy, give her room to feel safe being a little more obvious, because if she is secretly attracted to you, the last thing she wants is to feel exposed before she trusts the moment. So your job is not to chase every sign like a detective. Your job is to recognize the pattern and respond like someone who sees it without needing to corner it. That is what socially sharp men do. They do not need giant signals. They notice the small ones, and they never confuse subtle attraction with nothing. So if she does this over and over, there is a reason. And chances are, that reason is you. If you want more scripts like this, stay close, because the signs people hide are always the ones that matter most.